In the deep dive tonight, we have been telling you about the dangers of deepfakes, AI-generated videos and images that can look remarkably real. We've seen them infiltrate social media, even courtroom evidence. But senior investigator Lisa Fletcher uncovers a chilling new chapter, deepfake medical images that even professionals can't identify.
Here you have a line which looks like a fracture line.
A typical radiologist examines more than 10,000 images every year, like x-rays, to spot fractures, tumors, fluids, and infections. But what happens when artificial intelligence can generate an x-ray that looks like the real thing, but isn't?
This one was highly realistic and I think very difficult to recognize.
Radiologist Mikhail Torjman put it to the test, giving radiologists worldwide a quiz to see if they'd identify fake x-rays.
We didn't know. We were blinded. And of course, I didn't perform well.
Dr. Bashir Towley, a professor of radiology at Mount Sinai in New York, took that quiz. When asked to examine x-rays, only 41%, less than half of radiologists, identified something unusual.
I was honestly surprised.
When they were told some of the images were fake, the accuracy rate was about 75%.
A lot of patients who come with images already taken outside. So there's potentially a risk of contaminating your imaging archives with outside images that are not real. I don't think currently there is a protection against that, to be honest.
Here's why it matters. Deepfake x-rays could be used to fake injuries, defraud insurers, win lawsuits, or influence critical medical decisions. And even worse, experts say criminals could launch a ransomware attack on a hospital, commingling real x-rays with fakes until the hospital pays up.
With any kind of security threat, I almost always think of the impact to humans first.
Serena Sullivan is a cybersecurity expert. She says the possibilities for fraudulent use of x-rays are widespread, making the need to harden protections a top priority.
I think our first line of defense is making sure that we have our networks and databases secure so that the doctors and technicians would never even see those fake x-rays. That would be the hope.
It's why researchers like Dr. Torjman are already thinking of ways to authenticate images they work with every day.
Another solution will be maybe to watermark the image, so add a kind of signature in the image.
They say a legal framework is also necessary because the impacts are inevitable.
I think there'll probably be some cases coming our way, probably in the next few years, and those will be used as case studies basically for future legislation probably. It will happen.
All right, this is a fascinating subject. We were talking about this over the weekend, looking forward to this story. So, Lisa, who is responsible for making sure that this doesn't become the next huge fraud problem?
Well, right now, that's not entirely clear. There are efforts underway to develop ways to authenticate medical images, but there's no comprehensive system requiring hospitals or imaging centers to prove that the radiology hasn't been altered. It's a gap that experts say they're going to pretty quickly have to close, Scott.
All right, so if AI is allowing bad actors to do all this, does AI also provide a way to detect them, to try and maybe stop this before it gets too far down the road?
Yeah, and it's an area where some of the research is headed right now. That same technology that's making fake x-rays more convincing is also being used to build tools that could spot subtle manipulations. And there's also a real potential benefit when it comes to training and education. It's just all a matter of how this technology is used and what protections are in place. Now, you can actually take the quiz yourself that the radiologists took to see if you can spot the fakes. We will link you to it at WJLA.com.
Yeah, just a fascinating story. We know you'll stay on top of any more developments on this one. Lisa is always appreciated. And you can find all of Lisa's reportings on AI and deepfakes on our website right now. Just go to WJLA.com.